What's going on, everyone? This is Kevin, and first of all, I want to thank you all for checking out my YouTube channel. I'm out here with my dogs, letting them do what they do. But anyway, I want to talk about yesterday's debate. First of all, anybody watching that debate that thought Hillary Clinton did well or Donald Trump did poorly is delusional. That's regardless of whether you're a Trump fan or a Hillary fan. The proof was in the pudding. I think that he was very relaxed in his element. And I also think that he's at the point where he's like, you know what? I don't have anything else to lose. Some of the weak people in my own party has sold me out. And the media has never been really on his side. So he just went for what he knows. And I think that's what a lot of people can appreciate when it comes to Donald Trump. There's some things that he did that really expose a lot about her. One, after he started really putting her on trial yesterday for all of her her horrific crimes, her dirty secrets, all of that stuff. Once he started doing that, she unraveled. She had this fake smile that was so telegraphed when he would really hit her with something, and she try to make it look like she's laughing it off and making it look like, oh, here he goes again. But it was so fake. It was, she was rattled. He got all in her groove. Some of the highlights. One, I love the fact that he almost embraced the parts of him that a lot of people criticize him over. He's like, you know what? I'm not perfect, but you're the biggest hypocrite to come and bring topics up that if he was to really unload and expose would destroy her credibility. For example, the things that he said about that woman, hands down, you can't defend it. Even though it was a private conversation, it was not proper. And I'm sure if he was a politician in his life during that time, he probably would have been more aware of who he was around and what was taking place around him. And to hear some of America's reaction to that, without taking in consideration Hillary's support of some of the things that Bill Clinton did, not said, and then blaming the victim and going after the victims, I'm going, how hypocritical is that of Hillary supporters? Oh, Donald's a pig and this and this and that. And I'm not saying that Bill Clinton is running, but the focus is more so on Hillary's reaction to the women that Bill violated. And so for her to talk about like she's this advocate for women and like Trump is such a dog and it should disqualify him to be president, then why didn't she say that when Bill was accused? I think it would have probably affected her pockets if Bill would have went down. I think she was thinking long term, so she did everything she could to discredit those women. And I think it was even unwise for her to even go there last night, considering she saw Donald bring those women to the format, and yet she still went down that rabbit trail on a topic that she knew he was going to unleash. And he didn't start that. She poked the bear. He was hibernating. And then she started going into her opinion of him based off of that video. And he's like, okay, I did it. Yeah, okay, I did it. But you know what? And he lit her tail up. And her eyeballs got big and she was just rambling on. She looked really dazed. It looked like a 12-round fight. And every time the bell rang for her to come out, she didn't want to come out. She just came out all slow and then would go on a big tangent and never responded to some of the accusations. The 30,000 emails, she just diverted quickly from that. You couldn't give a logical, reasonable explanation of how she beat the system. And the highlight is when he said, yeah, if I was over the justice system, you'd be in jail. And everybody applauded. But yet, of course, the commentators, shh, everybody silence, let them finish. But when they applaud for her, they don't say nothing. It was straight 3 against 1 last night. And Donald, he did what he did. And it was great to see that. I mean, you know, it's sad because I read a lot of the remarks from Hillary supporters, and I don't care what she has done, they always going to go, but Donald, but Donald. And I'm going, you're talking about a person's personality, some of the things he may have said, but look at the stacked up evidence of what this woman has done and wants to do. The WikiLeaks leak about how she really is behind closed doors with all of those Fortune 500 companies which Donald exposed, those are her buddies. And y'all think that this woman has your best interest? No. Donald doesn't have one motive to run for president. He's rich, he's famous, he could have retired. Running for president is more risky for him than it is a benefit. For Hillary, this is it for her. This is the climax of her whole career. The sum of it all leads right to the presidency. So she's willing to do whatever she got to do, say whatever she got to say to get into office. Donald doing this because he's going, you know what? I've been watching the country for years. It sucks. And I want to see it better on my way out of here. And I love what he did when she tried to bring up his taxes and all of that stuff and Russia. He was like, here we go again. Every time something goes wrong, y'all want to point to Russia and try to tie me to it. Man, he has no dealings with Russia. And it's funny how they try to link that to try to make him seem unpatriotic or like he got some espionage going on or some alliance with Russia. And about the taxes, love it. He embraced it. He said, you know what? Yeah, I mean, I took those tax cuts. So did all your friends. All the people that you claim are only looking out for themselves and they're Donald's people. No, Donald didn't ask for no money from them. You got all that money from them. And I love when he said, notice she did not even respond to this. When he asked her about why haven't you put money into your own campaign, which would free you up from being on the hook with all of these donors. I mean, you made it off the backs of the public, the people. You made it off of having speaking engagements with inflated rates. You made it by making back deals and side deals. You did all of that. So now, why don't you use some of your own money? She didn't even respond to that. Love the way he blasted her about her career, and she likes to boast about it. And at the end of the day, done nothing except flubbed up almost everything. And she is excellent when it comes to diverting away from things that are going to affect Americans. Whether Donald said what he said about this lady years ago, whether he called somebody Miss Piggy, whether he did whatever they bring up, those things do not affect the average American in the way that she's trying to make it seem like it. Those might be personality and character flaws on his part, but to get up and lie straight to the voters that are voting for you, which she did over those emails repeatedly, to lie to the FBI, to lie to Congress, to go so far as to cover up a scandal, to give diplomatic, basically immunity to anybody involved in that scandal. You're telling me that she requires Donald Trump to apologize? I want an apology. You know, I got pulled over yesterday, got a ticket for $150 because I did not veer to my left when the police officer had another person pulled over. I didn't even know that was a law. He said, yeah, it's been out about 10 years. I said, officer, you're giving me a ticket based on something I didn't even know existed. I got my license like a million years ago. He's like, yeah, I'm sorry, but that's the law. I said, but I didn't have no intent to break the law. I mean, I didn't know that I had to move over to the left lane if you over there pulling somebody over. Yeah, but there's still no excuse. You broke the law. But yet Hillary breaks the law. And the whole argument was, you got to show intent. She didn't mean it. Well, I didn't mean it, but I'm getting a ticket. So I need an apology, Hillary. I want somebody to call me up and say, you know what? We're going to get you off for that because at the end of the day, you didn't know what you were doing. You were ignorant and you didn't mean it. So that's my whole defense. It won't work for the average person. So how does it work for Hillary? And so she is so hypocritical to get up there and say those things. And finally, people, because I can go on and on about this, but the fact that it also showed her true feelings about our borders. I think he hit the nail right on the head when he exposed how she wants to just open up the floodgates for Syrian refugees. And she tried to make it seem like it was this great humanitarian act and appeal to America's emotions. But Donald is talking about America's logic. Yes, we don't want those people to suffer. I'm not saying that we shouldn't try to help them in some form or fashion. But it is very unwise to say, let's bring them all over here. And you cannot look in their hearts and see their motive. Just like they just interrupted someone was a Syrian refugee overseas just today, was planning to blow somebody up with a bomb. And yet they stopped it. And this person came in from Syria, a refugee. So if we are naive enough to think that we're not going to expose ourselves to potential danger by doing that, if we are so politically correct If we're so soft as a country that we can't say, I'm sorry, we hope the best. Right now, we got to look out for home turf. We can help you from over there, but we can't let you come in because there's a lot of stuff going on that we got to be aware of. There's nothing wrong with that. She's trying to make it seem like it's a religious thing. Oh, I want to express religion freedom. This is America. And yes, we believe in religious freedom, but if there's a part of your religion that could promote you to damage American lives, and I'm not saying everybody believes that are Muslims, so don't be hitting me up. Oh, you. I'm saying if there is a large sect or a small sect of radicals that, based on their religion, they are desire to destroy us, then religion takes backseat to the safety of America. And so there's no fine balance. I'm not saying there's an easy solution to that, but I think it's very unwise to just say, come on in, we trust you. And that is the biggest downfall of the U.S. And I think Hillary's going to ride in on that ticket, making anybody who says that doesn't make sense, all of a sudden they're going to paint them as, well, you're racist, you're sexist, you're whatever. Donald is a lot of things, but I'm telling you, I think really what he is he's an equal opportunist. It ain't got nothing to do with you being black, white, male, female. If you attack him, he's going to attack you and give you the business. And it is what it is. But that election was great. Hillary looked almost tired and worn out, just sick. And then, of course, she gets on TV today. Yeah, all those lies about me. It just drives me nuts. And to see people comment, man, you crazy, man, Hillary. I'm going, do you not see that I'd rather look at Donald and say, I know what I'm getting. And the versus looking over there at her with that smug look and knowing that underneath all of those smiles and being politically correct and addressing the crowd and memorizing all of her little catchphrases and stuff, she's a wicked, deceitful woman. And if y'all vote for her, man, it's going to show up. Donald right now got the world, at least the United States, against him. But it's unwise for his party to forsake him right now because there's a lot of people, black people included, who ain't came out to vote yet, that still feels that he can win this thing. And so we'll see. I'm taking my chances with him versus Hillary's garbage butt. Anyway, all right, y'all. I'm ready for the hate mail. Sammy, who are you voting for, Sammy? Is it Donald? Yeah, say Donald Trump. Yeah. What about you, Caesar? Anyway, peace.